Afternoon. We are GC Consulting Inc. My name is Norman Sanchez.
My name is Lacey Houston.
And my name is Mary Valdez.
We're going to be talking about Champo carpets, what they do, who they are, and how we could assist them by analyzing their companies. Champo Carpet is a vertically integrated manufacturer and exporter of carpets and floor covering based in India, a well-known carpet weaving hub. The company has over 52 years experience and operates on a large scale, employing approximately 1,500 people and producing 200 pieces of carpets and floor covering per month. Champo Carpet produces various types of carpets, including hand-tufted carpets, and knotted carpets, kilims, and duries. The company has significant B2B clientele worldwide, catering to reputed stores and catalog companies. Its products are certified by industry bodies such as Wools of New Zealand and the Carpet Export Promotion Council. Champo Carpet uses computer-aided design, called CAD, visualizing carpet designs and calculating material requirements. Production's process includes dyeing, weaving, tufting, and finishing, ensuring quality at every stage. Samples are shared with potential customers to secure orders. However, creating samples is cost intensive, and improving the sample to order conversion rate is critical challenge. The key challenge is that Champo carpets and phases that they only 20% samples designs converted into orders when industry standard is 35. The process of creating samples is expensive, increasing the strain and profitability. Champo seeks to improve its sampling process by using ERP data and advanced analytics to tailor designs to customers' preferences, thereby reducing costs and increasing conversions. Next slide.
So my teammate Norman mentioned how Champo Carpet has worldwide customers. So the graph that you see just shows you a visualization of how big the footprint is. Champo Carpet exports 99.52% of their carpets to 13 different countries, but only 0.047% of its carpets are sold locally in India.
This is a heat map of Champo Carpet's top customers. We wanted to ask who are the customers purchasing so many carpets? So as you can see, we have this here, and the top customers for Champo Carpets are TGT, located in the United States, H2 as well, P5, M1, A9, and C2, and one customer in the UK. These customers are 95% of their total business of 3.15 million in revenue. Next slide. Then we ask, what are the carpets that are moving the most, right? And 80% of their carpets are between hand tufted and Duri, right? Well, their top six are hand tufted, Duri, knotted, hand woven, and double back, totaling $3.4 million on all their items, which they conclude around 11 style of carpets, but most of them are only the top five that I mentioned prior. Next slide.
So Norman mentioned our top five customers, but we want to just give you a general overview of our customers' preferences. So you would assume that Duri would be India's most popular carpet category due to the traditional association, but as you can see, it isn't. In fact, hand tufted is the most popular carpet category in India. Marianne will give us a deeper analysis of the relationship between carpet category and the countries.
Thank you, Lacey. So, yes, we wanted to find out, is there a relationship between item name and the country? And we want to say that there is a correlation in which the US has the most demand. Uh, we believe it may be due to the immigrant population in the US, which can increase the demand of these carpets. And contrary to the belief that India would have a higher demand, or at least a significant demand, we were surprised to find that it's actually pretty low. And then we analyzed and try to find and try to conclude that maybe perhaps local people just buy in and find carpets in that are going to be less costly than sourcing to Champo carpets. Next slide. So from here on out, we're going to try to find targets we're going to try to target the sources of improvement of that conversion rate that we want to that Champo Carpets wants to increase. And we're going to start off with um, the sample versus order ratio per country. So as you can see here, the samples are symbolized by the orange, and India has a significantly high percentage rate for samples over uh, orders. And surprisingly enough, this is only accounted for by one customer, which is CC. And this is definitely an opportunity for improvement and optimization. And for like later on, we're gonna talk about what alternatives we can find to increase that conversion rate. Next slide. In this graph, we have fragmented the top um, carpet categories by country, um, in which we can tell that, as Norman mentioned, there is a top five, and then there's a tail end, um, and we believe that this is another opportunity for improvement where there should be consolidation and focus on the more revenue generating uh, carpet categories and countries, um, and reconsider the businesses for those carpet categories that are not as revenue generating. Next slide. So here we have a forecast of what the samples to order ratio can look like a year from now. Um, and also we can see up to this date what the sample to order ratio is. We can notice that since the sampling system started, there hasn't been much of a difference in the order quantity. Um, and the forecast also demonstrates that no matter how much the sampling increases, the order is going to stay relatively the same. So obviously, we don't want that because, as Norman said, there are transportation and just um, operation costs that go with sending out samples that we do not gain revenue from. So we want to reduce that as much as possible and try to keep our profitability up. Next slide.
So after conducting an analysis, G1C Consultant, we did come up with some opportunities for improvement for Champos. So one of them was prioritizing sending samples to the top 6 revenue generating countries. Um, we do know that sampling was a part of their business structure. So if they want to continue utilizing this structure, they should just kind of maximize the opportunities where the opportunities the revenue generating countries, um, instead of sending it to countries that they do not receive um, any gains from. Another opportunity was to consolidate the production to the highest grossing carpet categories. So as my teammates mentioned, hand tough, Dury, knotted, hand woven, and double backed. Um, these are our these are our categories that we already perform naturally high in. So we want to kind of keep the main thing. But if Champo has intentions on maintaining the less revenue generating carpet categories, they should allocate more money into advertising these categories. Another opportunity for improvement was we should not send samples to customers that did not request it, especially if they do not align with the customer's preference. So, for example, Norman mentioned TGT is one of our largest customers, and they primarily buy hand tough carpet. So, it wouldn't be conducive to send them Dury carpet samples. So, we want to make sure that we're looking at the customer's preferences and then aligning the samples with what they usually buy. And the last opportunity of improvement would be to reduce or eliminate sending samples to local customers in India. So as we mentioned, CC is the only company in India, and out of seven the 1,729 samples that Champo sent, only 48 of those converted into actual orders, right? So we want to try to give them alternatives to try to decrease the the opportunity of sending samples to them. So one alternative we came up with was having CC visit Champo's premises to view samples personally. So instead of us occurring the transportation costs and the production costs and utilizing material, we'll just have them come to our premises and then show them what we have. And another alternative would be to use digital visualization of samples to reduce sampling costs. And that doesn't only result to CC in India, but that can be to all of our customers. There is a cost associated with making these samples. So if we can utilize that digital visualization, we can then kind of make sure that customers are on the same page, right? Instead of us sending them this sample, that we'll send them an actual visualization of what this sample consists of. So these are just opportunities of improvement that we came up with, and yeah.
So, in summary, Charpool Carpet specializes in high quality carpet production and export, focusing on innovation and craftsmanship, while actively seeking solutions to optimize operation and improve its profitability. By the suggestion that AC mentioned below, we believe they could reach that goal that they have. I'm Norman, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys. All right.